Okay, it's day 99.2. We have Vincent Van Gogh's Crows. You know what that means, I guess. It means somebody's going to suicide me. But anyway, the I don't want to be misinterpreted about this thing with Brett Kavanaugh. The only reason I'm trying to stall Kavanaugh is so we get more metadata. I'm fine with him going on and getting the nomination. I just don't want him to say him take down Trump and then do the impeachment. So I'm fine if he goes through as long as it doesn't cost the Republicans the election. That's the key. But more importantly, if you're going to drain the swamp, you have to go at the money. You have to go at the money. And the money is the drugs and weapons. You've got to go at that. If you don't, you're not really draining the swamp. You're leaving them the money source. So that's why I'm talking about DAI, Development Alternatives, Inc. Now, that's the place I've been in the last couple of days, walking in front of it, talking about Julie Swetnick's involvement there. Again, you have to free your mind up. And remember that if Anthony Weiner was bringing through this new class, kind of the Pakistani class, when people decided to cut over from the Central American recruits in Inter-America and cut over to the Pakistani class, for whatever reason, who knows? Maybe they had better English curriculums for the kids. I don't have a beeline on that. But for some reason, they cut over in 1984. George Bush had been recruiting all these Hispanic kids from the basin there, Pacific Rim Basin, the Caribbean Basin. And for some reason, they moved in 1998 to Pakistan. I have no idea why. Maybe it was Hillary in the West Wing, her friendship with Benazir Bhutto. It's not really that important. All we know is that Imran Awan becomes the symbol of that switch. Imran Awan gets in that building, DAI, right? We know that in Kingston, Rhode Island, there's a compromise op. In Kingston, Virginia, there's a State Department compromise op. There's printers that Imran's working on with his friend Ahmad, Customs and Border Patrol. We know Julie Swetnick's involved in OCTO, the same one that the Awans were involved in, that scandal. We know she's involved in the State Department. We know she's involved in Customs and Border Patrol. We know she's involved in DHS. It's almost like my case in Ohio, kind of recapitulating the calls of all the people who would want to take down the only person who's investigating this. But again, DAI is the drugs. It's USAID. It's USA IDs as well. And this guy, this Vinneccy, this guy who came on television, she had told me about a dangerous Colombian, or I'd heard about a dangerous Colombian. Now, I think it's because Julie Swetnick, when I was at WebTrends, I'm not saying she tried to extort money from the two founders, but the general role was have an affair or some kind of grope with the founders and then threaten them with the dangerous Colombian to get the money. That's my recollection. So, this guy has a high-end printing company, this Vinneccy, which I think is just a swizzle on the last name Zamora and a swizzle on his first name, which is Vicente. I think his name is Vicente Zamora, and he's not Panamanian. I believe he's Colombian. But anyway, we'll get there. But he's running this business. Now, he has three different businesses. This very high-end printing division, which I think is State Department printers. He's printing passports for these pilots running from Bogota to Puerto Rico, Bogota to Haiti, Bogota to Cuba, Bogota to different places. The long leg, if you will. He's got these incredibly precision scales from this Polish company called Rodwag. And he's got this travel company. So he's recruiting. Now, I believe Julie is not lying when she said she was gang raped or had been to 10 gang rapes. I think they were hers. I think the first one where she got started was Mark Judge and Brett Kavanaugh. That's where she kind of got the bug. And I'm not saying she had any more conviviality with them at all, but that's where she got the bug. It'd be interesting to see how well Brett Kavanaugh knows Blasey, though, as we move forward. But she does know Blasey. That's what I'm saying. Blasey runs DAI. Christine Blasey does those wacky drugs. Her husband does those wacky patches. They are in the drug business. That's what I'm trying to get to here and get beyond this school play, this bad kabuki theater, this bad Blasey kabuki theater. You got to focus in on the key things that Vincente, or Vinneccy, that guy, is the key to the whole thing. He's bringing people in to the United States on fake visas. Now, they also seem to be marrying these girls off from Colombia and different places, these beauty queens, to these Russian guys out of Oyster Bay. Wendy Martinez, I think people remember Wendy Martinez, the girl who got stabbed in the throat. She had a father from Oyster Bay, a Russian guy or a Ukrainian guy. I don't know what it is about marrying up these Ukrainian visas with the men, kind of gangsters, kind of criminals, with these Colombian beauty queens, but that's what they were doing for a while to get them visas. I don't understand it, but I believe Wendy Martinez was the child, or maybe the first generation of one of those things. I know it's a tangle with all the stuff going on, but just think about it this way. If I wanted to do drugs for weapons, I could either do it myself or I could get other people to do it for me. Why wouldn't I want other people to do it for me?